Hi guys, welcome to another Computing Corner video, and in this video we're going to be looking at setting up and analysing the performances of Windows ME. Now I just want to point out at this point that this will be the last system you'll see me set up on screen, and that's because following Windows 2000 the systems themselves require activating, and as you know, I like to test stuff out before I actually do the video, so I get to test them out and then activate the systems first, and then test out the different software. Pardon me. So with that in mind, we'll just set everything up. We'll just include everything, which is that. I've gone for a custom install, which you have to do. In this case, if you want to change region, you have to go for a custom install. 605 megabytes we're looking at here, which then becomes about 3.1 gigabytes once you install everything else. Microsoft Office is a good one to look at because that's got some extra features which, if I remember rightly, were exclusive to Office 2000, so you'll get to see those with this version. You'll get to see that with this version of Windows, and you'll get to see that also in Windows 2000, which is next. So let's click on next, because the language that's closest to where I live is obviously English. You can change your country region. I come from the UK, which is why I often find myself which is why I always find myself having to do a custom install just so I can change my country. Just to make sure that, no, I don't want to cancel setup. I want to click next. Yeah. And I need to change my keyboard as well. British. So I've noticed with Belgium, and I've noticed it in Windows 98 as well, that Belgium's keyboard is split into comma and full stop. Let's click next again. I need to now try and find the time zone, the OG of the lot. Greenwich Mean Time. Greenwich in London. I've already got a startup disk, so I don't need it again. So join me back in a bit, because I'm going to set everything else off. I'm going to set everything else up off screen. Join me back in a bit after this. And we're back, and everything is now set up. So what we're going to do is, first off, we're going to just go into the folder, because what I'm going to do is take you through each of the different programs that you've got in Office 2000, and then we'll do the same again when we do the next one. So we're going to open up a new binder. No, we can start a new binder. Let's go into binder, because this is all the stuff that we've got, plus this, the small business tools, normal tools, and the MSDE, the developer environment. Can guess what it is. But let's go into binder. And there's Clippy. Well, at least that's what we call him here in the UK. And then we can add a new document. So we've then got image document, Word. These are all going to be Word by the looks of things. So I guess then in that case, no, sorry about that, guys. I'm going to have to just open up, just do something completely random. Let's get rid of this. And let's start off with access. And then we'll go for a blank access database. We'll do a wizard. And this will give you the ideas as to where you're going to go. Let's go for an order entry. And I'll pop that into my D drive and call it I'm just going to call it example of everything. And then we can then create the table. Oh, hello. This is the wizard that we're looking at. And then you've got your different theme that you want. These are the different styles. Let's go back to, this is the screen display. We'll do international, I think. We'll do compact. And then we can start the database. And that is what the form looks like. Now we just want to make sure we come out of that. That's what that looks like. That's the switchboard. That's what that looks like. And then you've got, sorry about that, guys. And then we've got a switchboard there as well. So we'll come out of that because we've got so much to explore. And I want to make sure that I get this done in plenty of time as well. And then we'll put that. Well, oh dear. It always happens. Can we, I just had a thought, can we put an access document into Binder? I really hope we can. There's only one way to find out. Let's go to my D drive. No, you can't. Never mind. I think it's just going to be the basic ones. So what we'll do then in that case is we'll stick that let's hide this folder. Because that came up and I didn't want it to. And then what I'm going to do, a few things I need to do as well. We'll do old documents, we'll put that in there. And that's what it looks like. And then we'll do the next part. And that would be to go into, so we've looked at Binder. We know what Excel looks like. although I am going to update something in the pie chart. And already I've got that to sort out. So, oh, come on. There we go. Make that 200,000. And then keep on going until that. Just, yeah. And then I guess if I then did 150,000, that would do that. And that looks like it gets just, it's still coming up as 0. And I'm just going to come up with something random, I think. I think that will do it. Yeah, that will do it. And then I'm going to just but that's going to be an interesting site. Yeah, look at that. That tells you something as well. I'll leave it at that for a moment. Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that for now. Because we're wasting time, and I've still got plenty more to see. So the next thing we want to look at this point, my goodness, look at that. Let's go send Control Alt Delete. I want to send Control Alt Delete. I was just going to restart itself. So just to recap things, we've done Access, we've done Excel. The next thing I want to look at, there's some new stuff I wanted to show you on here as well, just before it plays up. Join me back in a bit after this. And I'm back. Sorry about that. I just took a bit of time on Excel sorting out that pie chart. I'm now just sort of going into other programs. So this is what I wanted to look at. Okay, we need to, because we've got map point 2000, I'll look at that in the next video. I'll look at that in the next video, but there's another one I wanted to show you that it was temporarily part of Office, was PhotoDraw. We'll do a blank picture, let's do default, and then we can do some drawing, let's do some paint. Because we can do plain stuff. Like this. And look at this, I mean, this is something worth noting. I've gone proper retro here. But I guess with that, the good thing with that is you can start again if you want to. No. So we'll start again. I'll do that. Let's make that paint, and then I'll do. Yeah, it's a bit more like it. Now look at what's happened to my F. Look what's happened to my F. And then we'll do paint again. We'll do an artistic brush, ignore that. Let's do a photo brush, again, ignore that. Because what's this? Done this on paint already, so I just thought I'd come on here and show you something different. Can you undo that? Yes, you can. But you end up undoing the whole thing. Never mind. And then with that in mind, you then just do not the first time I decided to do calligraphy with this sort of brush, with a snake brush. But then that's what I'm like. So let's ignore that, and let's do, I think this one will go well. And then I think I'll save it. Like that. And then I'll come out of that. And then we'll do that as well, in photo draw. And then when we go into the computer and go into the old system pictures, this is what we end up with. So that's the picture, that's the document itself. It's happened again. Join me back in a bit after this. And I'm back. And sorry about that. I've just had a bit of a problem again sorting this out. So it crashed again. So that's what the document looks like in photo draw. And this is what the picture came out looking like. Which is really rather interesting. And then we come out of that. That's just closed off like that, and it was refusing to close, so I ended up having to force it to close. And that, open it up in image, okay. That won't open up now, which is interesting to make note of. And then with that in mind, we then just got that one as well. This is what I made. This is what I made before the video. What do you think of that? And then we've we'll move on to the next part, which is, let me just put these into order. So we've done photo draw. We'll have a look at map point requires a disk. Let's have a look at what PowerPoint looks like. And we're doing auto content wizard as well. Nice. And then if we click next, and then let's look at all of them. Corporate business or employee orientation project. We'll just do that. Next. I've noticed that they go dark grey when you've sorted that out, that when you've completed that task in the list. Next. And then that comes up with a tick. You turn into a tick. And then you've got then that, and then we've got this as well. It's what we're looking at. Ah, 5, 6, 7. So I notice we're using Arial and Times New Roman. Let's come out of that. And then look at publisher. Now, publisher's an interesting one because what you do, it depends on the wizard. But if you click on something, he'll either turn into a mobile, like that. If we go into design, he'll turn into a tick for every time you select something. Originally, he became a star when it came to something like that. And now he becomes a tick. And then the layout, he'll turn into a tick there as well. And that would have been good enough. And then you've got the other bits as well. Let's click no. Let's have a look at, if you have another look at Office, you'll find at this point that Visio has now become part of Office. And look at that, it just gave you a different icon. So if I show you again, you'll see what I mean. And then they all kind of merge together afterwards. So that's what the logo looks like for Visio, because it's now part of Office. And then you get to do your usual here as well. Let's do a flow chart, and then we'll do something like, got a state there, and then you can just do center to center. which we will have a look at later on down the line. Another thing I wanted to quickly do is go through this. So this file was saved in a previous version of Visual Basic. When saved, it will be saved. It will be upgraded. So now we've now upgraded it. This has now got a window of its own. It now begs the question of, will it allow me to then just open up the code, or does it come up in a window of its own? The buttons have now been organized. The tools have now been organized. I also just want to check if I can do a close on that. Right, so now it's coming up as a whole page. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll come out of that for now. If it will let me, that is. And I've also noticed I've got some Visio stuff as well. There's the form. Let's get rid of that button. And I think we can add a timer. And I'm going to call it Super Timer. And then what we'll do, I'll put in another button. And call it Super Button. We'll disable that. And then we'll call it Super. Which is, it still comes under caption. There we go. And then with that in mind, what we do, if let's come out of that for now. And then we want to do the following. That is if rings text dot text is greater than equal to 50. Yeah, that later on down the line becomes But now you get to see what else there is. And then obviously we need to end if on that. I've put it in the wrong place. Right, let's cut that because I can now put the if statements there. And then what I'll do later on down the line would be to sort the code out. So let's try that. But before I do that, yeah, let me just add that a moment. And then with the damage button, we'll put then enabled equals false. And then we need to do the same for lose one as well. And that takes care of that. Okay, so we'll then go back into that and go true. And then if rings text equals 0. Yes, I know. I'm used to it just doing it for me. And then do the following if super timer dot enabled equals true, super button dot enabled equals false. And I'll do the same for +10 as well. And let's try that. Okay, but that didn't exactly work. So what we'll do, see how far we're into this, we'll carry on with that. One thing I forgot to do, rings text equals rings text dot text -1. Just had a thought, just had an idea. Let's try and put it above this bit. Let's see what that does. Oh, okay. I've got nothing in, yeah, that's right. I've got nothing on the timer. Interval 1000. And then we do rings text dot text equals ring text dot text -1. And then try again. Ah, okay. I'd said that's the thought behind that. And we want to disable that by default. So at least I've got that bit working. Let's see what happens now when you go back over the 100 threshold. Yeah, it stays where you are, which is good. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do. And then damage.enabled disable the damage button. And that'll be the last thing I do to it. Lose a life. Yeah, lose a life. Lose one. I'll deal with that later. So we'll make that standard. We'll make that the standard file. Let's remove that project. I want to remove that project. Let me guess, you can no longer save it as an exe file. Yeah, it looks like you can no longer save it as, oh, there we go, ringscounter.exe. We'll replace that. That's what you do. And then we'll save that as the group, and then we'll put in that. And then we go back into the computer, and there it is in its full splendor. I'm not going to bother waiting until it counts down to 0. It just, otherwise it's going to take too long. Let's just come out of that. And now the next thing I wanted to look at, now that I've done all that, is some games. I've still got some unfinished business with hearts to do, but let's see if I can do internet hearts. It might not let me because Microsoft have recently switched their servers off for anything Windows 7 and older. So it might not let me. Which then in that case we'll just do classic hearts. I did well, I shot the moon a couple of times, and then it all fell apart when the other people decided they were going to cheat. So let's start by getting rid of the lowest valued numbers. Well, that gives me a bit of a chance to shoot the moon. But the question now is, do I want to risk it? Okay, well, I'm not getting the Queen of Spades. Right. Okay, that's 4. That's 7. That's 10. I'm in 3rd place with 10 points. Now, drop me back in a bit because I just need to take care of some business. I won't be long, guys. And I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to take care of some business. Now, let's carry on with this. So at the moment, I'm in 3rd place with 11 points. Ben's on 1. Pauline's in last place with 14. Michelle hasn't gotten any points yet. Let's get rid of the lower numbers first. I've got an ace. Right, let's do the 7. I'm going to go for... Oh, no. 13. That's 13 points straight away. Yeah, that's 13 points straight away. Because all I had left was that. All I had left was... all I had was ace and king, and yeah, I obviously would have done that. That's 17 points. That's 19, that's 20, and that's 21. And now I'm in last place. Shock, shock, many of horror. I'm now in last place with 32 points. Let's try this way. So every heart gives you 1 point. Every time you get the Queen of Spades, it's 13 points. So try again. Every heart gives you 1 point. Queen of Spades gives you 13. That's 1. That's 2. That's 4. That's 5. That is 20. 23. Oh, and shock, shock, many of horror. Ben stopped me from shooting the moon. So now I'm in last place with 55 points. But, okay, I'm not going to bother shooting the moon because I'm not going to get the Queen of Spades. I'm going to get those points. Okay, that is 4, that is 7, that is 10, that is 12. This is just ridiculous. What points am I on? So yeah, I'm fine at the moment. That's rubbish. That's 13 points straight away. That's 15, 17. Okay, I've been stopped from shooting the moon. So if I get 16 points or more, it'd be game over because I'm on 84 points. Yeah, this is going really badly. That's because I keep getting, that's because I get, one thing you've got to be careful with at this point is the other computer players. So if they find that you're trying for the moon, they could keep a card back. They can keep a higher card back, and then they stop you. Okay, I'm not getting the Queen of Spades. Oh, thank goodness for that. Is this going to be a one where I get no points? Yeah, got no points. And finally, Pauline's had a bad round. I didn't get any points. Ben's doing really well. He's only on 4 points. Again, if I get 16 points or more, it'd be game over. Time to break some hearts. Okay, that's 2. That's game over. Oh no! Oh no! 21 points. Sucks. It's just ridiculous. Right, well, let's carry on with another game. Spades there as well, which works differently. But then we also want to check on some other bits as well. I'll tell you what, let's put the disk in, disk 3 of Office 2000, because we will have a look at that. On disk 3. That's photo drawer, right. That's crushed again. Bear me one moment, guys. And I'm back. Yeah, so as I failed to mention at this point that I've given Windows ME 1 gig of RAM, which is the absolute maximum I can give it. And right now, because of that, I've been running into problems. I've been running into continual problems. Let's just put this round. Let's go back to this. And we've got the maps there. And then we have, if we zoom in, and then we'll zoom in again. This is my current area. It's around here. There's Portsmouth, there's Hayling Island. And then let's just go along. That's Gosport. And that bit's Southampton. And that bit's Thorney Island, around that area. And we go to Sussex. And then we've got other bits as well. We can save the map as well. I'm also wondering if I can make this a satellite view. Map style. Let's do the map tool, map style, data maps there. And then some mapping, data mapping wizard. So let's go for a pushpin map. See if we can make that even bigger. Yes, we can. There's Rotherham, Sheffield, that sort of way. Portsmouth, Brighton, there's Southampton. We've got Reading, Oxford, Gloucester, Northampton, and then we go up Yorkshire, which where you'll find North Yorkshire is where you'll find Middlesbrough. And we've got to Scotland, where you find Edinburgh, Glasgow, Dundee. There we go. Let's come out of that. I want to come out of it. I want to close it. No, not yet anyway. And then what we'll do is, because there's not really much else left for me to do, I will call it here for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.